All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the Volskaya Foundry today. The friendly team, Deathwing. Oh, I'm not used to saying that yet. Artanis, Alex, Straza, Malthael, and Vala. The enemy team, Brightwing, Chromie, Genji, Falstad, and Deathwing again. Can Deathwing enter the mech? That's another great question. Last game we went for more of a caster focus, and I didn't fully wrap my head around it until late in the game when it was too late. This time we're just gonna go for an auto attack build, boys. Draconic Might, Deathwing's basic attacks against enemy heroes heal him for 40% of his damage dealt. Upon losing armor plates, Deathwing becomes protected by 0.75 seconds. That 0.75 seconds does not last long, but it is noticeable, depending on who you're fighting. I'm just gonna jump right in. I'm not gonna be afraid here. We're gonna channel my W. I'm gonna hit their Deathwing. Everything's gonna be fine. Now, I don't expect... Oh, now we're talking. I don't expect to actually be using my Q ability too much in this game. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try to spam our abilities a little bit more often. Now, he has more armor plating than I do, which means I'm going to be dealing significantly less damage to him. One thing to note about Genji is if he stands in my Q, he's going to be reflecting a shit ton of damage back at the friendly team. Like, we need to be very, very, very aware of that. Good damage. Beautiful, beautiful. Just hitting Chromie like nothing's going on, boys. We need to get out of combat for just a moment, and then we'll be able to fly up into the air and regenerate our armor plating. 2, 1, here we go. Once we start casting Dragonflight, it cannot be interrupted. That's one thing I wasn't really wrapping my head around last game either. We can just kind of chill up in the sky like nothing's going on. Vala almost getting a kill on the enemy teams. Who is that? Falstad down in the bottom lane? We're just gonna fly in here. We'll land in melee form and see what we can do. Just gonna be auto-attacking him a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Of course, Deathwing is immune to crowd control, so he cannot be swapped by the enemy team's Artanis. That is not possible. Looks like Brightwing and Genji went down to the bottom lane. Now, of course, while we're channeling this as well, the enemy team's Chromie can just hit me with all of her spells. Now, the armor plating that we do have is pure damage reduction. So it's spell power and it's physical damage as well. So 30% less from her abilities as well is not that bad at all. We are going to go for Dragon's Ire now. This is going to be a 30% increase to all of our damage while we have 3 or less plates of armor, which of course we have right now. So our auto attacks already hitting for 200 and something damage here at level 4, which is not bad at all. Hey, wait a minute. If I'm immune to CC, this walkway shouldn't be slowing me. Right? Isn't that a displacement effect? Hello? We'll just put this Q here as our Malthael's walking away. I'm gonna try to use my Q more as like a cover ability for— What the fuck? I'm immune! So stasis is still work. So Void Prison would still work. We're gonna try to take it easy here, auto-attacking the enemy team's Deathwing as much as we can. His armor plating is being taken away. We can grab our sippy cup and then fly into the sky and heal up pretty quickly, but it looks like that's gonna be a little wasted because the majority of our team is dead right now. So if Void Prison and the Chromie thing work, does that mean that Devouring Maw is gonna work? Because historically, Devouring Maw can also CC people that are immune to CC. Back in the day, it was one of the only reliable ways to actually interrupt a Diablo's lightning breath. You just put the Maw underneath him, even though he's supposedly unstoppable while that's happening. The friendly team has respawned, and we're moving back in on this objective here. We do have the Cataclysm, and I think I'm going to use it right here. This is going to cut off the majority of the enemy team's ability to move in and buy us a little bit of time. If Falstad is going to walk right back in, we have a Q ready to go to stop him, and we're now channeling on the objective. We just caught up to the enemy team's percentage. Now, of course, if I have Cataclysm, that means the enemy team's Deathwing is going to have it as well. But we're just going to try to keep zoning these guys back to the best of our ability. Brightwing coming in. We'll go in with a bite. We do see the enemy team's Deathwing moving in as well. We're going to jump right in on Brightwing. I fat-fingered it a little bit, but it's all working out. Oh, no. Oh, no. We're fine. We're fine. And we're going to be able to fly up in just a moment. Here we go. This is in overtime. We're going to go with Firestorm. So when we land on the ground, it's going to be throwing out meteors as well, which gives us a chance to get our cooldowns back up significantly faster so we can go back into that flight form really soon. That's what we're going for anyway. We do get our first death of the game, but was it worth it? The swap coming out on Chromie, taking her down as well. 99% in overtime, and the team gets the first objective of the game. Not too shabby at all with their damage right there. You know, one talent I want to consider is Heatwave. I think Heatwave would combo really, really well with this build at level 4. I think if I was going to change anything with my auto attack build right now, I would add Heatwave to it. All right. So, the Volskaya robot moving through the top lane, doing its thing. We're just going to show up here and deal some damage. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Go away. Stop it. Of course, every time we auto attack, we are going to be healing, so Brightwing not actually dealing any damage to us, and to be honest, we're not really dealing any damage to her. Our E ability while we're in this ranged form is a stun. It's kind of like Thrall Sunder, but it splits out in a very different way. Gonna be really hard to use, honestly. I'm gonna Cataclysm right here in front of their wall to stop them from moving forward, or at least that was the plan. Actually working out relatively well. We'll continue to hit them with some ranged attacks while they're sitting down behind that building. Cataclysm initially has a very, very long cooldown, but once we enter the game, once we start moving around, it's only a 90-second cooldown. I don't think I used it well enough in our warm-up game here, so I'm gonna try to use it a little bit more in this game. Now, Deathwing does 100% more damage to heroes, so you may notice that his siege damage is a bit atrocious. Well, hello! I think if I channeled that right at the start, that would have been a little bit better. I didn't quite do that. I do think I still want to go for Bellowing War. I think it's really strong. But let's just try Burn Beneath My Shadow this game. Let's give it a go. So that's going to increase the periodic damage of our Cataclysm by, I think, 150%. It's quite a lot. Oh yeah, 150%. And it's also going to make it so when an enemy team's structure dies, we're going to be able to use Cataclysm off cooldown. So if we're really paying attention, we can use Cataclysm, wait for a building to fall, and then use Cataclysm again. Now, will it ever actually line up like that? I don't fucking know, dude. Oh, good damage there. All right, we lost one of our armor platings. That's actually beneficial for us. I'm gonna switch back into melee form here and just walk around with my armor plating. Dude, he's so fucking badass, dude. He's so fucking sick. I'm gonna peek for some assistance here. I definitely shouldn't be here, but the turret is attacking him, and that makes me feel a little bit better. I'm gonna throw out the Q. Of course, if they stand on this, they just get completely obliterated. Deathwing's Q is the same in both melee and ranged forms, and it's one of the hardest hitting abilities. Alexstrasza's quest is already done. There's a big slow. Not able to capitalize on it too well. All right, well, we have a turret ready for the next objective. We're getting healed with regen globes already. I might just fly up into the sky just to regenerate some armor before that happens. Or maybe I should wait for the actual objective to be going. No, we have the cooldown reduction. Let's just fucking go. Once we cast Dragonflight, we cannot be interrupted. So we're in the sky. We're regenerating our health. We're going to wait for the enemy team to show up, which it looks like they're doing right now. Jumping in melee form here. The meteors did fall. We have a 20-second cooldown on that ability now. Cataclysm is ready to go for this objective. Uh-oh. Yeah, she's okay. Cataclysm is ready to go, so if they move in here, we're going to be able to cut off a very significant portion of the area that they can play in. Our Artanis is moving back. We're going to Cataclysm here. AoE. And channel in the queue. Beautiful. We can already fly up into the air again, which I'm about to do right now. We're also going to pick up Fire and Fury as well, which is going to increase our damage on slowed targets. So in just a moment, I'm jumping in right here, dude. We're going in melee form as well. We can already fly again. What the fuck? We can already fly again. All right, I'm about to go back up. I'm about to go back up. Or maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. We have most of our armor plating that we would need. Maybe I don't even bother. Although they're moving in here at a pretty good angle. I can cut this all off. Moving in on Falstad here. I want to fly. God, the delays on this character are so weird. I mean, they need to be there. They're just weird. All right, Draconic Flight. We're up. We're healing. We're healing. We're healing. We're healing. Do I even need to re-engage? I don't think so. I think we're just chilling, dude. We got all of our armor plating back. I'm just gonna go soak bottom. Now, unfortunately, because those meteors that fell with our level 7 talent didn't hit any heroes, it is gonna be a while before we're able to fly again. But I think that's okay. Let's see who wins this trade. I don't know what his talents are. He's also in melee form. Just move out of that. It seems like the first Deathwing to use his Q is the first Deathwing to lose. Just move out of that. We broke one armor plating and we're healing. Oh my god, we're obliterating him. It's not even fucking close. I have Cataclysm. Should I use it? Oh! Ah! Ah! Leave! We're gonna... Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, the Genji, dude.
Not even you.
The Genji, dude. Oh, I thought the objective was still going on. I tunnel visioned so hard. I tunnel visioned so hard. So if I had 2 more seconds to work with there, if I had 2 fucking more seconds, I would have had my mount ability again. Once we start channeling the mount, it can't be interrupted. So I would have flown back up and I would have been able to make it out no problem. Close, dude. Close, dude. Really close. We almost had it. Now, I think I'm going to go with Gaze onto Destruction. Hitting heroes with Destroyer or World Breaker while we're in the air causes them to be slowed by 40%. What does that actually mean for our build? That means that we're going to be dealing that increased damage to slowed targets for the next about 4 auto attacks. So if we can actually land on a target, it can be very, very strong. I'm going to wait for her to channel. Wait for a Q, wait for a Q, wait for a Q. Going in now. There's the slow. 2. Beautiful. Actually, just beautiful. We're immune to CC. So even though he tried to gust us away, he wasn't able to do it. We're going to Cataclysm back to our allies here. Cataclysm dealing damage to everything in its path. Oh my god! Oh, that felt good. That felt good. That felt good. It actually looked like I knew what I was doing there a little bit too. It felt good. I still don't know what to think about this XP globe thing. I don't think I've really been collecting them at all. I don't think I've really adjusted my playstyle just yet. And I also, like I said, I also really want to try that Heat Wave talent at level 4. I think that could really add a lot of just passive damage to Deathwing. Especially if you're already going to be in melee form like I've been for this entire game. I think it could be real good. Alright, I'll take that region globe. Thank you very much. I'll take this region globe. Thank you very much. We're just kind of sieging. I mean, there's not really anything going on here that we need to do. I kind of wanted that globe, but I don't want to take the tower shots for it. We'll get this one. I'm going to channel the Q. Probably a bad idea. Oh, keep it going. I was going to say probably a bad idea while the deflect is still available, but it worked out. We're in. We're auto-attacking. Oh, fuck! The Malthael damage is disgusting versus Deathwing. I'm gonna Cataclysm in, boys. We're going in. Fuck it. Fuck it, dude! Fuck it! Woo! Give me the globe. Give me the globe. Give me the globe. Give me the globe. Thank you. He seems strong, man. He seems real strong. I'm gonna regenerate a little bit while we're just hanging out. The objective is about to start down on the bottom lane. Friendly team making their way down there. Do I just hang out in the sky though? Am I just hanging out like nothing's going on? Dragon Queen's ready in basically a minute. Okay, so it's 17 minutes. All right. I think I'm just chilling. I think we're just waiting for the enemy team to come back. Once we see Deathwing land, that's when we'll land. We'll counter his arrival. So that's the plan. That's what we're gonna do. Because then when we drop in on him, he's gonna be hit by the meteors so that we can use our flight again. Now, of course, he can't be slowed, so our executioner bonuses won't actually do anything versus him. The friendly turret's down. I'm going in right here. I changed my mind. Hey, bud. I feel like I'm in a really good spot. Where's she gonna go? The correct answer is fucking nowhere. It's the same answer for everyone else too, though. We're gonna cat it. We completely cut off every possible location for that Chromie to go. She had nowhere she could go. Damage is increased by 40%. Basic abilities cool down 40% faster. We're gonna get the Cataclysm upgrade. We're gonna slow heroes even more. I'm just gonna land right here, dude. I'm in. We're in. Ah, the swap fucked me up a little bit, but that's all right. We're cutting this off. She saw that coming. Actually, really good move from the Brightwing there. This guy, I think I would have advised him to not do that. Now, because the building died, we got another Cataclysm. I want to see if we get credit for that one as well. So the building has to die prior to you actually initiating the Cataclysm. You got to be moving with the Cataclysm to get the cooldown reduction. Okay. So, okay. I'm so emotional right now. So, I think this build was a lot easier to use than the last one. We went for a Q build, and it just took so much effort to get people to stand in it that I think the only way excuse me, I think the only way that the Q build is going to be viable is if you have a lot of CC to go up with it. So like an Uther, an ETC, things like that. Something to keep the enemy team perfectly still. I think that's the only way it's going to work. This fucking build just seems like it's going to be good in every situation. Just go auto attack. If the enemy team has the heroes they need to counter you, they're going to counter you no matter what build you're using. If they stack percentage-based damage, you're just going to be fucked. You're going to have a hard time. That's going to happen regardless of what build you're using, I feel like. In today's video, we used Draconic Might, Dragon's Ire. And like I said, I do think swapping that out for the other one might be cool at level 4. Increasing your W's damage. Firestorm, burn beneath my shadow. Fire and Fury, gaze onto destruction and stood in fire. Goddamn, dude. Goddamn. That felt so fucking strong. I'm not disappointed with this character one bit, dude. I'm not disappointed at all.